So we just received Hampton Roads August 2025 market update, and the numbers are going to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of exactly where we're at right now in this market. And realistically, this is the market where I think that we're now starting to see a little bit of softening. And I'm going to show you where I think the softening is really happening at and in what cities. This is going to be a city by city breakdown of the 757, where we're going to discuss all the 7 cities, but I'm going to most likely get into a lot more details here at the end, where I'm going to talk about what this actually can mean for sellers and what this can mean for buyers. And then if you're an investor, I'm going to break some of that down too as well. If this is your first time here with me, my name is Craig Houston. I'm with the Moving to Norfolk team, and we get phone calls and text messages from viewers like you each and every day, and I love every single moment of it. So regardless if you're moving in 9 days or if you're moving in 90 days or if you're stationed in Great Lakes and you're looking for somewhere to actually rent and get base housing for your family in the right neighborhoods, this is the channel for you as well too. Definitely feel free to reach out to me at any given time. I mean, phone calls or text or any given time, or even shoot me an email if you want to by using the link in the description below. But you can call or text me at 757-294-8163. And I'll be there with you every step of the way from the first time to the last time. Don't worry about it. I got you. And this is one of those things where I want to make sure if you're encouraged to know anything about the Hampton Roads market, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that way you can always be the first to learn about any and everything that's taking place in the Hampton Roads market. So let's break down exactly what's going on over in Hampton Roads. I'm going to go ahead and queue up my slides and get us started here. So realistically, let's start with the big picture across Hampton Roads. We got to talk about this from a standpoint where you just need to understand what's going on in this market. And this is why I love doing these market reports. So you could tune in here every month and you're going to get the same information, digestible ways. It's going to be quick bites where you can understand exactly the lay of the land across the 757, so you can benefit from this, whether you are a buyer, you're a seller, or investors, relocators. We take care of all those markets here, and I would love to make sure I keep all of y'all informed. So we're going to get directly into what's going on in our market right now, and you'll see that we're sitting at $370,000 median sales price across the whole Hampton Roads market. That's about up 6% year over year. And we're seeing homes are taking about somewhere between 21 days to actually sell on median sales days across the market. Now, the inventory is up. We're up about 18% as well, where you can see that it's about 5,773 homes currently at the time of this recording. And that means what we're seeing right now is that the market is seeing about a 2.6 month worth of supply, which means, for those who want to know what that really means, that means that we are sitting somewhere about 2.5 months worth of inventory. If a new house did not come on the market for sale, that's how long it would take for the Hampton Roads market to be completely exhausted of inventory if every home was bought without a new home coming on the market. So we're about 2.6 months worth of supply sitting here right now, but we're still below that balanced market threshold that we need to be in. So for those who are wondering what a balanced market threshold could really look like, that means that that could be somewhere between 3.5, but mostly we always look at it between a 4 to 6 month period of time where homes are available inventory on the market. Now, we're going to talk about this here in a bit, but there are some cities where you may start to see inventory is slightly ticking up higher across other cities. So this could mean that there may be opportunities abound for buyers in certain markets, but then also in another market, sellers are still in control of that market due to the limited inventory that we're seeing across the board. So the psychology is shifting in this market a bit. Buyers finally have choices, and sellers can't just overprice like they were doing in 2021. And I mean, there's going to be certain instances where overpricing doesn't mean that you're overpricing it. You're trying to dictate to the market what you think the market should be paying for a property. But at the same time, the market is going to always tell sellers exactly how much that home is actually valued at and worth in our market. So this is one of those interesting things where I like for you to understand what we're about to get into is the market where it's about to be a little bit more of a downturn in certain areas because interest rates are now starting to come down. And I was sitting back thinking about this. I've been saying for a while, and this is where I have to say, maybe I was a little bit wrong. And we're going to talk about that here in this video. Interest rates were in the sixes. We're starting to see them starting to taper back because the Fed is looking like, hey, as long as we keep inflation under control, we will, cut rates a bit here. And the market is starting to price that in to where the mortgage market is seeing that the 2-year and the 10-year note are starting to come down, and that's looking more favorable for interest rates. Now, me personally, I have said for a while, if if there's a 5 point anything in front of any interest rate momentum here, we're going to see a lot of buyers out in frenzies buying. But I can honestly say right now, either one, the news hasn't cycled through the media to where mainstream media is pushing this to buyers, or two, buyers are still on the fence because they feel like now the sale prices have went up higher, more so than they was originally imagining when they was going to bought last year. Or quite simply, we're just seeing that it's such a balanced market that now people are saying, maybe the affordability is just not there right now because of simply what happened with inflation. But that's not here for us to talk about in this video. I just want to more so preference that, yeah, we're starting to see fives in certain areas of our market with buyers. And what we're seeing is that the frenzy is not there just yet, but it does not mean that it's not coming. And also, we're in the fall market. We know that we just had a big spring market, and we just had a big summer market. When we go into the shift into the fall market, that's when we start to see inventory level stays a little bit more balanced, and we see a lot more buyers are not in the market and few consideration as we talk about this a bit here. So, but let's move on over into what we need to talk about now with more detail by markets. Virginia Beach is our fastest market. Okay, Virginia Beach is going to be the one that we want to zoom in on right now. This is still the fastest market in Hampton Roads. The median price is $400,000, and homes are gone in just about 15 days. Now, if you are a seller and you're looking to PCS soon, this could be a situation where you want to still sell your home fast and you could get close to list price. And I think this is what you're going to see for the most part in this market. Yeah, 15 days doesn't seem fast like it was in 2020, 2021, when basically had a line outside the doors to actually get you into a home. And you had to wait your turn, make an offer basically sight unseen or within 30 seconds of knowing that it's the house maybe for you or not. Now, for buyers, this is a little bit more strategic in my imagination here. It depends on the price point, depends on the demand. I'm now starting to see and experience that 325 to 400,000, you can start seeing that there's a buffer between buyer pools here, where buyers are more particular about the 380s and up. They're looking at that as more of a move-in ready sense. Now, even in the 320s, we're starting to see that as well too, where the market now shows that 275 to 325,000 can be somewhere. It could be a minor cosmetic enhancements that could be needed for the property to where it could be slightly move-in capable ready as well too. But when you get to that $380,000 price point, we're seeing buyers be way more selective because there's way more inventory on the market in Virginia Beach for them to be selective. Right now, 1.8 months of inventory in Virginia Beach is a dream for a lot of people. So this gives a lot more opportunities for buyers in that market to take advantage of those. So I really want you to understand that if you're thinking about the Virginia Beach market, there is going to be some price gaps there where buyers are going to be more selective and sellers are going to have to put their home in a better position to actually get these homes off the market. So these are things that you have to be critical of and aware of as you're going through our market here. And this is just what I think is an opportunity for people to understand. So expect competition and be prepared to move quickly if you're looking in Virginia Beach. Now, we're talking about Chesapeake. You always know this is going to be higher prices and it's always going to be premium schools. Is one of the things that a lot of people take into consideration when it comes to Virginia Beach. Currently, at the end of August, home prices were sitting around $425,000. Chesapeake has the highest prices in the region, with homes averaging about 20 days on market currently at this point in time. Now, for military, if you're thinking about trying to find the balance of actually, getting a home with a yard, homes that gives you everything that you're looking for from an amenity standpoint, but then also you want to be within close proximity to NAS Oceana, or you want to be anywhere near Naval Station Norfolk, then Chesapeake is probably where you're going to be looking at for the most part. But also the reason why this could be important to you is because you want to take into account for more premium schools in our market. Now, Chesapeake is going to be higher rated schools according to niche.com and greatschools.org. We'll leave them linked down in the description below. or you can head on over to the movingtonorfolk.com and you can use our area guides over at the for the Chesapeake market as well. We'll leave that link down below as well, and you can see any and everything that you need to know about the Chesapeake market. That's going to be there, and it's the same for any one of these other areas as well. So when it comes down to this, I think this is what the mass appeal is going to be for buyers who are actually looking to relocate to this market, especially if you're military. But then if you're talking about looking for family-friendly environments and top schools, this is probably where a lot of people get the draw of the feel at now. With 2.4 months of inventory being on the market right now in Chesapeake, you have a little bit more opportunities here, and the price point scale quickly and drastically. Now, if you're looking for condos, which I've been seeing recently, condos in the Chesapeake market are starting to go up as well too. Like, I mean, we're starting to see condos now pushing 340, 360, 380, and actually now sitting on $200 condo fees as well on top of that. So always be aware, because you're starting to see that things are starting not to taper off, but keep on going a little bit higher, especially with rates coming down. This is the thing that we'll talk about here shortly, is about rates. With rates coming down, price appreciation could steadily increase as well too at the same time. So that's where we're at with that. Let's head on over to our next city breakdown. We're going to talk about Norfolk. So in Norfolk, you're going to see where we are looking at median prices are sitting about 329,000, but sales are down more than 12% year over year. Now, when it comes to this, I think that you have to understand that buyers possibly could have leverage here right now. I think that is where we're at in this market, is to where buyers now can actually see the light at the end of the tunnel, to where selectivity is a thing here for them. Now, like if we go back here and I show you this again on the slide, just checking this out, you will see that 21 days on market, and you see 329,000 being the median sales price. So if you're looking for a starter home or first time buyer situation where you're looking to take advantage of better opportunities in the market, you're going to see where this is going to happen here. Well, I think this is one of those things where the market has now seen an opportunity shift here in Norfolk, to where grants accessibility, more job opportunities coming to the Norfolk market, better transitional things happening in the market right now, and we're starting to see a bigger overhaul happen in Norfolk. Now, one of the main things about this is that Norfolk still have premium housing. And with premium housing in Norfolk, that's going to be in premium demand. And those homes are going to fly off the market when they come available. But the main thing as well, too, about Norfolk is that it's going to give you a lot more opportunity. Now, for everyone who's watching this video, who's going to comment and say, I've been saying Norfolk, I probably have about 1,000 more of those in me. So just remember that as well, too, as we go forward. But buyers, just remember, more homes are rented on the market gives you this opportunity right now. And for sellers, I really do think that you have an opportunity to still sell your home for full value quickly and steadily as well too. You just have to make sure, like I always say, when we're doing our pinpoint market analysis for you, when we're breaking down exactly how we're going to price your home, how we're going to market your home, and these things that we do when we actually meet with our sellers, this gives you the opportunity to understand exactly what the demand is in your community. And we come in full-fledged and ready to make sure that we put you in the best position to sell your home the quickest and the fastest with the top dollar that we can possibly get you in this market today with the market demand that's out there. So don't fret when it comes down to it. You just got to be very strategic in what you're going to do. Sellers just always got to understand that competitive pricing is going to be there for you, and we're going to make sure it happens there. And I mean, with the freshness of what's going on with downtown Norfolk, we have the Norfolk Casino coming. We have more job opportunities now that we now have. Carnival Cruise Line has a terminal here. We're starting to see a lot more activity at the port terminal here as well too. So a lot of opportunities are coming to this market and still steadily increasing in this market. So I think this is a great opportunity for a lot of individuals as well. So let's move on over to our next city, which is going to be Suffolk. Okay, now I mentioned earlier that we was going to talk about some cities who are now starting to show signs of more leverage for buyers, and Suffolk is going to be one of the first ones, with the median price and right now being about 400,000 in Suffolk. Homes are sitting on average about 35 days with 4 months of supply. So this is where I really want to just make sure that we talk about people understanding what's happening in this market right now. This market in Suffolk is going to boom again. Okay. With 4 months worth of inventory, this is where I think we have to be very critical and understand what's really happening here right now for sellers. Let's start there first. Sellers, like I just said about every other city, you definitely going to have to be competitively priced, but you're also going to have to be patient. Because here's the thing, like if you know that your home is not in the best shape possible and you don't want to do any of the fixes that we can make and adjust to get your home into the better condition that you wanted at, then you got to know that we can price it competitively, but then you also need to be ready to be patient for the right buyer. Okay. The market is going to dictate exactly how they feel about that property, but we can always put it in the best light possible to assist you to get you to where you need to go. Now, one of the things that you have to be honest with yourself about is what are you really looking for? Are you looking for top dollar? Are you looking for a quick sale? Are you looking to move on so you can downsize or upside? These things matter when you're actually thinking about selling your house. And this is why you have to be very strategic in how you want to position your home in the market. Now, with patience can come great opportunity as well, too, because you still see that Suffolk's median sales price is still going higher. But yeah, it's just taking a little bit longer. And the reason why it's taking a little bit longer to sell is because there's a lot more inventory. Now, what is being very critical of this inventory currently right now in our market? I think what's contributing to the inventory in this market right now is new construction. Now, the reason why I say that is because new construction is booming right now. We had some situations in Suffolk where new construction was not being able to happen because the constituents, the citizens of the city was protesting certain things happening with transactions in earlier parts of the early 2000s, 2020s, where now developers now have access to this land. And now that means more inventory is coming or more inventory is already available. Or we're going to continue to see the boom happen where sellers now are looking at it as, you know what, Suffolk may not be the city for them anymore because of how much growth is happening in Suffolk, in downtown Suffolk, in Harborview area of Suffolk, or even in central Suffolk. Like if you're talking about the driver and going out towards the middle between Harborview and downtown Suffolk. That part of town as well, too, is still developing and new inventory is coming consistently in Suffolk. So that's why I see now where the increase is starting to happen, not only in resale, but new construction opportunities as well. So when this is happening, this means that sellers now need to be way more patient because not only are you pricing yourself against newer construction, you're pricing yourself against your neighbors, other subdivisions that may be in the same standard of your subdivision or have the same amenities as your subdivisions. So you have to kind of know that this is one of those things now where it's not an outlier that we're seeing the inventory increase in Suffolk. That's a particular reason why. But for buyers, let's start with military buyers first if you're relocating to the area, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about all buyers. But if you're a military buyer and you're thinking about this area may be a little bit too far from you, I want to just be critical to you and let you know, don't fret if you think that Suffolk is further than what you actually imagine. Now, we'll do this in another video, and we have multiple videos where you can see this, but also go over to the movingtonorfolk.com and you can actually see over on here. Tell you what I do is I bring it up because that'll make it easier for you to actually see what I mean when I say when you go over to movingtonorfolk.com. And the reason why this is important, and I bring it up right now, is because I want to make sure that you're able to just see what I mean when it comes down to this, what these guys can do for you and what we can show you more critically than anyone else in the Hampton Roads market right now. So if you go over to the movingtonorfolk.com here, I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Let's just take a second here and go over here and swing by. So if we go over to the movingtonorfolk.com, guys, what I want you to do, if you're thinking about purchasing in Suffolk and you got things and you got questions about if the transit from Suffolk to Naval Station Norfolk is going to be critical, I want you to go up here to the area guides, okay? Go over to the area guides, and you'll see you want to select the Suffolk one here, okay? Select that Suffolk one. Then when you come over here, what you're going to see is that you're going to see the map of Norfolk, and then you're going to see Suffolk here, right? Well, it depends on what area that you want to be in. You can see that the commute to Norfolk is not really that bad here. You could take the Midtown Tunnel. That means that you can take the 13 to the 58, and you can go directly down to the Midtown Tunnel on the you'll get off on the I forgot the name. It's Frederick. It's not Frederick Boulevard, but you'll take that. You'll get on the Midtown Tunnel. You'll go through that. Yes, that's a toll, but it takes you directly down to Hampton Boulevard. And going down to Hampton Boulevard, that takes you directly down to Naval Station Norfolk. quick access. There's it's going to be free flowing traffic for the most part. That tunnel rarely ever gets bagged up due to the traffic. So this is my pro tip for military relocators who are thinking about moving to Suffolk and they're trying to figure out if the commute is worth it. Now, other things that you can do on this area guide as well. You can see that we have notable neighborhoods of downtown Norfolk, downtown Suffolk, and Harborview. We got your area highlights. We got more specialized videos directly on Suffolk. And then you can see the most recent listings that's currently out there right now. And you can even see the school zones in your area. And then even you can check out some of the Yelp reviews and things of that nature as well, too. Now, that's what I wanted to show you when it comes back to that. But let's get back to what I was talking about. If you're a military buyer, I still think this is an opportunity for you to move into this market and actually still find the right type of quality home for you. Depends on exactly where you're coming from. Like if you're coming from Texas, come from Florida, come from up north, or even Midwest, and you're still looking for homes with lots and yardage, square footage, Suffolk's going to be the property that you probably want to find your home at. But for buyers overall, this market means right now that you get the opportunity to be very selective, very strategic, possibly even getting concessions, especially if you're going a new construction route. You're more likely going to get concessions from the builder because builder always have builder incentives as they're actually doing new construction processes. So then also think about the negotiation that you have right now when the neighbor is down the street is priced very competitively as well. And both these properties want to be off the market. They want to be sold. They want to move. So there's opportunities here. Now for investors, Suffolk has always been an investor haven right now. We're starting to see that investors are starting to move in swiftly, more quickly in Suffolk, looking for the older duplexes, the older quadplexes, the older townhomes that they can actually get, renovate, put back on the market for rent or for flipping. So there's opportunities here as well in Suffolk to actually see the maturation that's happening in this city right now. So I think this is something to really pay attention to and give yourself a little bit more opportunity with as well. So now if we move on over to our next one, which is going to be your Newport news, we're going to talk about this city right here, right? It's really going through a major overhaul where prices are currently up 7.2% year over year, but sales are still down almost 20% year over year. Okay, which is crazy to say. So this has got to be a very strategic window for those who are thinking about selling. I mean, really and truly, it's a strategic window to cash out while values are still holding right now in Newport news. Like, realistically, I'm trying to figure out why sales are down 20%. I really have not been able to put my fingers on the pulse of why that market is very much down right now. But homes still move very swiftly in this market as well, too. I mean, 24 days on market is not a downside strategy, okay? So I think while you're seeing prices still going up and you're contemplating about selling, maybe it's the time to sell because who knows how long it's going to take for you to start to see the appreciation that you've seen now go even higher while we're starting to see buyers are not buying in droves for Newport news. Now, if you're going to be stationed at Fort Eustis or, or Yorktown, Newport news is a viable option for a lot of people as well. So, or even if you work in Williamsburg, it's not that far of a commute. So it just depends on what you're looking for in that market. But with affordability, compared to the South Side, investors are really looking in this market right now, trying to find opportunities where they can increase their portfolio to where they can actually take advantage of this market. And when the rebound happens, they want to be there for the margin gap that they're going to be able to actually fulfill when they're actually getting these homes off the market currently right now. So it's very strategic marketing right now that's going on in Newport news, and I think that we need to pay a little bit more attention to this city. I'm gonna do a little bit more of a deep dive into what's really going on out there with prices. Matter of fact, let me write that down because we need to figure out what price and demand is there, but also why is sales on market down as well year over year. So I'm gonna write that down. Newport news deep dive. Let me write that down. Okay, so let's move on to our next city that we want to highlight currently right now, and that's going to be Hampton. Okay, so and right next door, Hampton is right next door to Newport news. Median prices sits at just under 300,000 currently right now, and the sales are actually up in comparison to Newport news, 17% year over year. So we have Newport news that's down over 20% year over year, but then we have Hampton still showing sales volumes up 17% currently right now, with days on market sitting around about 24 days on market, the same as Newport News. Now, for those who are actually going to be stationed in at Langley Air Force Base or for Langley Air Force Base Joint Base, this is where you can find reasonable properties for the reasonable price point in your local market. Obviously, you still have Newport News too. You don't have to be that far away from it. I wouldn't recommend living in Norfolk until the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel renovation is done. Once that overhaul is complete, maybe you can be living in Norfolk and transiting to Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel to Langley. That could be an option. But if Suffolk, Newport News, and Hampton would be my options for anyone who's thinking about moving to Joint Base Langley. And then seller demand in this area has been consistently strong. Okay, like we are seeing homes in that market not really take a hit. We're seeing sellers get their homes off the market very quickly, and we're seeing that they are held in very strong when it comes to market demand from buyers. So I don't think Hampton has anything negative to say about it right now. I think this is a city that's still continuously growing. You're still seeing new construction opportunities in that market as well, which is very slim, but you are starting to see a lot more things about it. I want you to look at our Hampton Roads, our City of Hampton pros and cons video. We'll leave that link down below as well. I want you to check that out. Let me know your thoughts is about Hampton over there in that video as well. So let's talk about the last city that we need to talk about. Anyone can guess which one it is that we didn't cover yet? If you guess Portsmouth, then you are absolutely right. Portsmouth is starting to see $260,000 median, which is still up right now. And you're seeing homes selling about 18 days over there. Affordability play for a lot of people here. If you're a first-time home buyer, VA buyer, you're looking for a home where you can get more bang for your buck by the price per square foot, then Portsmouth is going to be the one for you. Investors has been here for a while, especially since we opened up Rivers Casino in Portsmouth. We've seen investors been over there in droves, buying up all the condos, all the townhouses, putting them back on the market for resale, or seeing that taxes are now going up in that market. We've seen a lot more people are cashing out too. So I think this is a market where you can still find opportunities at, and I think this is where you're really going to find an opportunity to take advantage of, especially with 2.7 months of inventory on there as well. So with the 2.7 months of inventory, that means that we're not yet in the balanced market. We're seeing that, it depends on where you're at in that market, depends on what your negotiation tactics need to be for, and I think that's going to be continuous as you go forward. So I want to make sure that you understand that about Portsmouth. Now, let's just talk about what our trends have been here for a while, okay? So let's say when you're looking at inventory expansion, you got an 18% year-over-year increase, gives buyers more significantly choices, like I've said before. You've seen extended market times coming up, rising days on markets, and then you've seen seller leaning overall has, despite changes, most cities still have under 3 months of supply, indicating a continued seller advantage with proper pricing. And then you're seeing faster markets like Virginia Beach, a balanced market like Chesapeake and Norfolk, and slower markets like Suffolk require different strategies. So that's what we got there. And then you'll see your real world market situations here that a lot of people have been experiencing, that we've been helping and assisting with. And this gives you an idea of what we've been dealing with in our market, but we're realistically still seeing that things have been going very well for a lot of situations, and you just have unique strategies across the board. So depends on what market you're in. Depends on if you need a market analysis, or if you're a buyer, you need to figure out things that we can do for you overall. Like, I really want you to give us a call, talk to us about what you're feeling about this market, what you need to know about this market, any insights that I might have missed or you want more clarity on. Definitely let me know down in the comments as well too. This has been your Hampton Roads Market Reality Report for 2025. I feel like if you found value in this content, and I deserve a like, hit me with a like. If I deserve the like for this market content that I provided you today, definitely hit me with a like. That would be so gracious of you. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you want to get more information on anything dealing with the Hampton Roads market. We're going to continuously always bring you value the best way we possibly can. And I hope that this piece of content does exactly that. You can find all our market reports directly on the movingtonorfolk.com website. And then also, if you want to go back and look at things have been trending over time, you can see it from there. But also, what I want you to do, just feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text. Let me know what's really going on that you need help with in this Hampton Roads market. And I'll be there with you every step of the way, from the first time to the last time. Don't worry about it. I got you. You can hit me up at 757-294-8163. Or you can use one of the links down in the description as well to book a call or book time on the calendar, and we'll get with you there as well too. So until the next video, y'all stay safe. Peace.